Anime Showdown is the best Battlegrounds game coming out this year. Now that's a bold statement, and I actually do have the reasoning to back it up. Now, when you first join this game, there is going to be a lot of differences versus any other Battlegrounds game currently on Roblox right now. So the difference with Anime Showdown, which is a pretty essential part, which should be added to, I would suggest, most Battlegrounds game, is that Anime Showdown has an evasive bar and a bar for you to use your moves. Now, when I say that, it does sound like two pretty basic things, but it does play into a factor a lot inside of a Battlegrounds game where you have multiple anime characters, because when the devs make characters and you're constantly having to release something, you probably would slip something broken through, which would completely be unbalanced. For example, you could place a character in who could easily 0 to death and you just wouldn't know. Plus, if you was to get hit by that 0 to death, it wouldn't be fun for the person who's going against it, because you literally just got hit once and you died. So I might as well talk about the evasive bar first. Why this is such an important factor, and I wish it wasn't like just more games in general, is because it allows you to escape that. So it's pretty self-explanatory what it does, but just in case you need to see it, I'll show you right here. So this little silver bar at the bottom of my screen below my health is my evasive bar. And essentially, if I'm getting hit and I press R, I'm able to iframe out. This is basically just an evasive. Now when you're inside that evasive state, you have iframes, and iframe stands for invincibility frames, which means you can't take damage from anything inside the game. So it's very reliable and it helps you escape multiple situations. I've personally been playing this game a lot for around like 5 to 4 hours now, and I'm only a content creator. I've been granted tester for a while, but from my time playing this game, it is very reliable. It's such a reliable source, and it's new for a Battlegrounds game. I personally haven't seen it in any Battlegrounds game, and I feel like the main reason as to why I like this game so much compared to the other ones is because of this ability to get out of combos. Now for the person doing the combos, it's not like you just spam it. This bar actually only goes up if you're being hit. So for the person to use this evasive bar, they would literally have to fight you. So you can't just run and passively gain this bar over time. You would have to hit the person for them to gain the evasive bar. And it does go up a pretty decent amount, which I feel like is very needed, because the combos in this game can be very lengthy at times. It just depends on what type of character you're fighting. And I'll actually show you why it's needed. So let's say that this game didn't have this bar and it was just like your next average Battlegrounds game. So I could do a combo like this. So I could do an up tilt, use that skill, do an up tilt into this skill, and then after that, yep, I can hit off a Q dash, and while they're still stunned, I can do another up tilt into barrage, and once they're down on the ground, I'll use my pebble throw, and look at their HP. That's pretty much like an 80 to 75% damaging combo, just because I landed one M1 on them. But with the evasive bar, it allows that to not happen, and it's very reliable. I definitely do feel like this is a good addition to the game, and I'm really excited to see how everybody's just gonna like get used to this combat and understand. It doesn't even take long to understand. You literally just press R whenever you're taking a lot of damage. And another thing to add to my statement of this being the best Battlegrounds game is actually going to be your move meter. So that's what I just call it, but that blue bar at the top of my screen, that blue bar needs to be full for you to use any of your skills. Alright, so let's say I was to use Aura Barrage. If you look up there, my blue bar is actually going down each time I use Aura Barrage. And it's also the same for all my skills. So if I use my 2, as you can see, my blue bar went down, and it's essentially the same thing with my 3. My blue bar is also going down. And I feel like this is very good because it prevents people from just running and using a skill to initiate a combo with you. Now it's still possible because I can literally just like run and jump into a barrage. It's just that it's not able to be spammed. So I can't run around the whole entire map and only push you with the skill that you know you can't block against. And this blue bar literally allows that to not happen, because I need to at least M1 you a little bit so that I can use the blue bar or use the mode bar. But there's another way to get this blue bar up. You can actually just press C to charge it up. It's just that if the person's still running around the map and like I'm just using this one skill and then I'm running again, once I press C, I'm inside an animation where I can't move, and it's not the longest animation, but it's still a point in time where I'm standing still, which would give the opposite person the opportunity to hit me if I was just running around the whole entire time. Essentially, that's another reason as to why I definitely do feel like this game is the best. And this will just be like my final point on this, is the ability to approach your opponent. So I'll strictly compare this to ABA. So in ABA, you only have your skills that would guard break, or you have the last hit of your M1, so the 5th hit of your M1 in ABA. But in this game, there's something else unique, which I feel like gives you multiple ways to approach your enemy, which is your M2. Now, your M2, it's essentially just another way to guard break your opponent. So as you saw in this blocking dummy, if I right click my mouse, it would guard break my opponent. And it does take from my blue bar as well, so I can't just literally walk up to you and spam it until I guard break you. So not only is it not spammable, it also allows you to create like a unique situation where, let's say your opponent thought you was gonna run up and use a skill, you could just do this and you could guard break them and you could hit off your combo off of that. So it really is cool. And not only that, there's also variations to this combat. You can do a up tilt into your guard break. Well, not an up tilt, but you can jump down and do like a ground smacking version of this guard break, and you could combo extend right off of that. It's just like a really nice touch to add on to the game, because if somebody, like let's say there was a character that only had like one guard break, you would have to be forced to wait for that guard break to come off cooldown just so you could approach somebody if they're just holding F. And on the topic of holding F, you actually do have a block bar. Now it doesn't go down over time where like you can just hold it infinitely, but it does go down with each hit that's happening to it. So if I go over here to this attacking dummy, yep, my block bar goes down over time. But at the same time, the 5th M1 still just guaranteed block breaks you, but you can dash out before you get hit by the 5th M1. But the block bar, it just increases itself slowly back up, so you do have to wait before you could just like hold block again for everything. But like just the whole mechanics of this game, it's so simple, but it just ties in perfectly. And the last part of it is that there's also another like mix up you can do inside this game, and this is an up tilt. You can jump, and if you hold space and you do like your mouse M1 while clicking, you can do an aerial combo. Now I prefer to just like do a ground combo, and then I would like use my skills to extend off of that. But in case you want to, you can hold space, do a M1, and you could bring your opponent up inside the air. It's kind of hard for me to land, but it does allow you to like do some other unique combos. I think it's like the same thing as if you was to just do it on the ground, but it's just another way for you to approach your enemy. Because like if you jump over their head and they could barely see you, you could just do this and hit off a quick combo on them. But I do feel like this game will age well over time. Now, my personal thoughts of how I think release is gonna go, and on this topic of release, I recommend that you join the Discord server, because the game is releasing this month, and like January of 2023, the game is releasing this month. So there's gonna be more information on that in the Discord server, and they might actually drop a roster of some of the characters that are releasing. But back to my statement, I do feel like the game on release, some people they'll probably play it for like the first time and play it for a while and end up liking it, but they won't stay attached to it. And I'm only saying this just because of how much characters are coming on release. It's like when you're thinking of this game, you would be comparing it to ABA, which is like the only other known Battlegrounds game on Roblox. Rest in peace to Troublesome Battlegrounds 2. And if you compare the rosters, ABA's roster has a lot more variety. Now, that's not an issue for this game, because characters take time, because they're made fully. Like, these characters are made with like, I don't want to say everything in the mindset, but these characters are necessarily made so that they're fun to use, and it's not just the same as another character inside the game. So I'm not sure how much characters are going to be out there on release. All I know is that all of the characters who were like on the thumbnail are going to be there for release, and some more of these characters in the game right now. But over time, once this game has more characters in, I do feel like it would be a pretty good rival for ABA. And you know, people definitely still prefer the ABA combat, because if I was to say something, I would say ABA does feel like slightly more smooth. And I don't really know how to explain it. I think once you play the game yourself, you'll know what it's like when I say more smooth. I have footage playing up inside the background, so if you're able to tell off of that, then maybe you could agree with me there. But I personally do prefer this game over ABA, and I'm not just making this statement as if I played ABA like once or something. I'm double X rank in ABA, so I've been playing ABA for a while, and I would say that I do like this game more. And over time, I definitely do think once more characters come out and a lot more people like get characters that they want inside the game, a lot of people would prefer this game over ABA, because not only is the graphics better, you have an evasive, and you can't just run around and spam moves. This is just like it's just such a good game. And there's no one-shot combo. Well, there's one-shot combos, but you have an evasive, so that doesn't happen. Anyways, outside of that, I'll just put up like some background footage of me playing in Publix and stuff, because some people really just want to see footage of the game, so I guess you can also get a feel of the game off of that. But let me know how you think this game is going to be on release, and if you're looking forward to playing it. And one more thing I want to say before I end this video, yo, do not sleep on Jotaro, bro. Jotaro, bro, this is going to be my main when this game comes out. I just love stand characters, JoJo in general. JoJo inside this game is crazy. Anyways, outside of that, hopefully you do enjoy this video, and you could enjoy the footage of the background stuff. Also, feel free to like the video so that it could get promoted to more people outside, because I'm actually pretty interested in like making videos for this game. So if this video like does well as like an initial thing, that I will definitely make some more videos on this game, because I do enjoy it. Actually, I'll probably just make videos on it no matter what. But yeah, if you like the video, then I like the video.
やれやれだぜ。